Hello and welcome to Sheepdog Says. I'm Sheepdog and goodness me, I have been given a task tonight putting the kids to bed while my wife goes out for a run. She's training to do a half marathon, I think it is, to raise money for our local nursery where the kids go. And because she's progressively getting longer and longer and longer that she runs, she's out for longer and longer and longer. So tonight she's doing, I don't know, 6 miles, something like that. Maybe more, maybe 7 or 8. But it means that even though she went at dinner time, she's still not back yet. I've had to put the kids to bed, and that seems like no problem. You know, I've done it with the other two, but we're at this point now where the baby is getting, he just fights it. It's a frigging nightmare trying to get him to go to sleep. And I mean, with Lamp Up and with Bosco, it was the same thing at certain points, but this is the moment that you have to crack them, because I know what goes right and what goes wrong can affect you miles down the line. Just to give an example, when Lamp Up was a baby, we did everything. We'd get out, we'd do all the holding, all the rocking. I remember being up at like 3 o'clock in the morning with Magic FM on, playing whatever, like Luther Vandross, just trying to rock her to sleep. And, you know, doing this weird thing with her up and down instead of left to right. I was going, like, not that quick, obviously, I'm not trying to make her vomit, but just easing her up and down like she was on a boat, rocking, or like bobbing in the sea. And nothing used to really work. We just have to be like a massive battle of wits, to the point where she'd finally fall asleep, you'd be dead on your feet, and then finally you'd get her into a cot and hope to God that she didn't wake up before you left the room. And I'm sure a lot of you have had that experience now or in your life. You know, it's a nightmare, because you are just like, I've got to sneak out of this room without anything happening, got to get it done without anything going wrong. I think with Lamp Up, because we got so into that routine, it meant that then when she was older, she used to come into our bed all the time. I mean, we ended up getting a bed that we've got like is it queen size, the biggest size? We've got a massive bed basically, so that, I thought one of them would come in then, so that then we could just fit the amount of bleeding kids that were climbing in with us in the night. We thought, she's old enough, she keeps doing it, the other one's getting older, you know, he's going to want to do it, it's going to be a nightmare, we need to nip it in the bud, but let's just get a bigger bed to accommodate for it. So we did that, and she stopped. It's like, brilliant. But then Bosco was getting to that age, we'd done the same thing with him, except we didn't do the whole lifting him, cradling him, bobbing up. And my wife did it a bit, but generally speaking, it was just go to sleep, stop messing us about, we'd put you to bed. And he adapted to it like that. It was fantastic. He still does it now. We put him to bed at night, we say, in your bed, we talk to him for a bit. He wants to chat for longer because he's younger, but once he's done, he's done. He's asleep like that. I go up there at 8:30, 9, and he is fast asleep. It is fantastic. We nailed that. I think it's probably mainly down to the fact that my wife was in the driving seat for all of it, and I was too busy training to be a teacher. But we nailed it. He was good. He's still good now. He sleeps through. He gets up in the morning. I suppose he's at that age where he comes in first thing in the morning to see us. He's awake. I'm awake, so I must go and clean myself to my mum and dad. Whereas now Lamp Up's at the age where she's like, I'm awake. I'm going to go see what's on TV or on my Kindle or read a book, or, you know, just generally go about my own business. She's also at the age where she used to go to sleep like he does, but now she sits up till 10 o'clock at night, sneakily doing whatever she wants to do, and we keep checking and she pretends to be asleep, and then she's got a Kindle out and we've taken it off her, and we're in a battle of wits now where she brags to her friends the amount of times she's pulled the wool over our eyes because she's managed to stay up a bit later than normal. She tells them all that her bedtime's 10:30 when actually it's 7:30. But obviously she's locked in this battle with us, which fair enough, all kids do it. But I said to her tonight, go to sleep, and then she's just been mulling around trying to find something to do. I've hidden all the stuff, we're in this battle. But the baby, my God, he's just not relenting. He hasn't given in as quickly as Bosco has. Bosco gave in, that was it. We were quids in, we were sorted. Ben, the baby, hasn't got a nickname yet. Although I realised earlier, side note, his middle name's Henry, so I'm calling him Benny Henry. Anyway, he just won't give in at the moment. I mean, the whole time it was just trying to get him on his side, trying to hold him, trying to get him to sleep. I found one thing that works, and that was putting my hand on his, like, not on his chest as in I'm leaning on him, stopping him from breathing, but just basically he's laying there, and I just laid my hand on him very gently and just sort of sat there with it on him, just like that. And for some reason, he just lay there going, really calmly, but just making the noise. If someone onlooking might have looked like I was deflating him. I wasn't. As I say, there was no force involved, but just resting my hand on him, he was just going, ugh. And he calmed and he calmed and he calmed. And I thought, I've got it, I've figured it out. I know how to make him fall asleep now. It's all about the hand. And then just as his eyes were shutting, Bosco slammed a drawer shut on the other side of the house. And we're back to this battle of wits that's just exhausted me. I'm noticing that my voice sounds croaky. That's not because I've defeated by the kids. It's because my cold turned into a cough. I'm sure if I, keep going, it'll clear out or go one way or the other. But I ended up lifting him up. He's got a cold, so he's all drooly and disgusting to put people off kids for life. If you see the sort of face that babies have when they're like that. I did the whole lifting him around, swapping him and changing him over and all this. And finally, I think I've nailed him. He's in place. I've got his little monitor next to me, or in the other room, and I can't hear him crying above. I'm thinking the fact that the door blew open suggests that maybe my wife's home and she's gone in to check on them. If she is, I hope to God she doesn't wake him, because she needs to go get ready and have dinner and that, and I don't want to be waking him up, sorry. But I know now this signals the point where he's going to get to the point where he starts falling asleep, and we get lulled into the we know what to do. And then in a year's time, he's going to be jumping out of bed and coming in our room. And we're going to be back to that point where it's just going to be constant being kicked in the back all night. Having someone wee the bed in your bed is not a nice feeling. It's horrible. This isn't supposed to be a put people off having kids video, but why not? We're there at the moment. I have a good friend, Alex, who doesn't want children, and a partner was saying, oh, I might want them. And I told him about the fact that when they've got a cold, some people, not me, but some people will suck the snot out of the baby's nose to give them kind of a respite from it all. We bought a little pipette thing so that we could just go, but we've never had to use it. But that put him off instantly. He just did not want kids after that. These are the little bits where it's like, it is hard work. We did have a lovely moment before all that where I put on, so an advert played Take On Me, the song by Aha, is it? I can't remember now. Might be wrong. But anyway, I played that and the kids were like not that interested, but then I played Walk Like an Egyptian, Come On Eileen, and I was just going through old songs, and by the end of it they were having a right old laugh and giggling and laughing, and I thought, oh, that'd be a fantastic little nice moment, but then the baby was just completely wide awake too. It backfired big time. I won't be doing that next week. That's what kicked all this off, this whole kind of runaway train of me being worn out and frustrated and that, and the kid not going to sleep. Normally it's all peaceful, they're watching telly and he falls asleep in my arms, I take him upstairs and lay him down, but I broke the routine. But that's another thing I want to cover. Not that this is supposed to be an infomercial on how to have kids, but I find the routine thing is a blessing and a curse, because if I want to get him to sleep another way later on, or another issue, or there's something disrupting the routine, it's never going to happen. It becomes a battle. It becomes even worse. So routines are just as bad, because if you break their routine, they're screwed. I'd rather have a kid that could just do it and not have to worry, and that I suppose takes a bit more effort. But I do feel broken, and it wasn't even that long, to be honest. And it's not normally like this. Normally when the wife goes out to do her running and everything, I just sort everyone out. But I had a bit of a meltdown. I got him he just shut his eyes, and when Bosco was banging around, I did just open the door and I was just telling him off, and then that woke the baby up, and I was back to square one, and I was like, ugh, kids are hard. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. I had all these other things I was going to talk about. I was going to do a follow-up to the band video from yesterday. Yeah, let me know your tips for getting kids to sleep other than whiskey and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. He still has like a pacifier, a dummy for soothing him, but again, that's not that useful, to be honest. Let me know what you want to see as well. As a side note, I'd just like to get some requests really for videos. I've been looking at other people's vlogs and stuff and thinking, I don't know what to do really, other than just keep telling stories, like talking about the day or whatever that comes to mind. I want to do some stuff that kind of elevates it and makes it more entertaining and draws people in, because as much as I like talking about it, and I will keep doing it, and I enjoy doing the vlog, I don't think people really want to sit here and listen to me talk about how difficult it is to get kids to go to bed because they're such a bunch of cheeky monkeys. But yeah, let me know what you're actually thinking would be good. I should do some out and about stuff, but then my routine is going to work and coming home, so I can't really film in between. I can't do any walks to a church or stuff like that, what Kev does on his videos, because we don't do any of it. We just Pokemon raid pretty much. But no, let me know what you're thinking. When I'm out at Comic Con and stuff like that, I'll definitely do videos because that's common sense. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Give us a like, a comment, a subscribe. Thank you very much for the people that have subscribed this week. It's been creeping up nicely, which is very reassuring and keeps me going, because it's great to see people, you know, subscribing and taking an interest in seeing when more are out. That's really lovely and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm still way off the whole 1,000 thing, but I think that was just me being incredibly naive about what it would take and not really having a plan. I'm hoping that at some point it'll all just gel together, and from what I'm told, it wouldn't just all gel together in the first like 50, 60, 70 episodes. It's just going to be a thing where, I don't know, someone says to me in 7 years' time, at what point did you become a channel? And I'll go, oh, it was all this moment when I got I don't know, whatever, and I became a half robot cyborg man, and then people wanted to know what it was like being a cyborg. Maybe I should become a cyborg. This could be the moment. But yeah, whatever, I don't know, I'm just riffing now. But thanks for watching, give me some suggestions, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.